Fight. Fatality.
All right, 5. Well, people have already went over. Oh, Mike isn't making me. Let me. If you guys still can't hear me, my bad, guys. All right, so I still can't. Let me know. I'm about to switch mics. I was using my backup. Okay. Testing, 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 testing. Test. Alright, there we go. Wait, alright. Yeah, I had to change the mic settings there for us a little bit. Also, my chat overlay looks like it reset the styling that I put on it. Whatever, not important. Let me so just give me 1 sec, guys. I'm gonna fix something. 1 sec. It looks like a couple things aren't showing right on the stream. I'm just gonna refresh this real. Where is that? I think you guys can see my music visualizer. I don't know. Yeah, my music visualizer isn't working right. Weird. Where is it? Background. Oh, there we go. And then the last thing, not showing my there we go. Sweet. Okay, alright. Gonna bring this into training mode and go over each of these changes real quick. And yeah, I just switched it back to Vegeta. I'll tell you guys why later. But in short, I needed the neutral assist, so not having a neutral assist is like kind of killing me, like low key. Let's see. And hey everybody, thanks for tuning in. All right, so we're in training mode. All right, so I'm gonna go over every single one of these. So first off, recoverable life. So the blue life change, it means that when you get out, like you DAC out or you tag out or something, it's no longer gonna drag on the match. Like you're very rarely gonna see matches like go as long as they used to, in my opinion. Now because of this one change, like I feel like the blue life change is really dramatic for the game, but it's probably not overkill considering just like the total life and everything and the damage nerfs and everything. Let's see. Key gauge. This is a huge change. So basically, when you get hit, you get more meter. That's the basics of this. Let's see. And using meter, anytime you use meter in any way, like vanish or EX moves or supers, there's a cooldown for getting meter back. And I think it's actually variable depending on what you do. From what it felt like, I heard reports that it was 4 seconds, but I'm not sure. It felt like it was longer in some instances. I think in part it might be because like most times it's really noticeable when you end with a level 3. Because if you just land a combo after level 3 hard knockdown Oki, you're basically not getting meter for that whole combo. So that's also like a huge I don't want to say I don't know the term. I guess collateral, not really collateral damage, but like huge collateral change of this. If you open someone up after a level 3, then you're not going to get as big a reward if you didn't already have the meter. I kind of like that, considering the situation. The situation after level 3 was, like, in my opinion, it was probably too much, considering most optimized combos nowadays get like close to 3 bars. So this one, this is a really weird change. I think it has to do with the snap that happens when you do anything that causes a smash. And I think in certain instances when you cause a smash, like outside of the camera, I think at the top of the screen, it wouldn't change the camera, it would like glitch out. So this change got rid of that. And also I'll be checking the chat intermittently since I'm only on a single monitor setup at the moment, so. Alright, so let's see. Invincible special moves. Oh yeah, so this is a huge change too. This is the DP change that people were asking for. You can't call assists or anything like that unless you hit with the special. So you can't make it safe on block anymore. At least with assist, you can still do super and DAC, which is probably gonna become a lot more common. You're gonna see people do the super into safe DAC. Like people are already laughing that. Let's see. EX special move. Opponent will now have less recoverable life after being hit by one. Yeah, this is a huge change too. Any of the really good EX starters like Perfect Attack, you're basically getting no life back if they start a combo from that. It's really noticeable. I wish I had an example. I don't have a great example with my team actually. Like, I don't have like Nappa just has this, and it doesn't even count. Well, actually, I think it might count. That was something I didn't test actually. If let me see. So I was unsure about that. Oh, that's actually pretty huge. I didn't know Cyberman removed all, because this move, traditionally before, it's the EX move, but when it hits, it doesn't stifle the meter gain. Like most EX moves do. It's like one of the exceptions to the rule. So I'm kind of surprised to see that actually removes blue life. So that means, any opener that I can get off of EX Cyberman is going to be that much more threatening. So let's see. And sorry about that, I forgot to change the camera. I'll show you guys what I mean right now. So EX Cyberman right here. Alright, so EX Cyberman, just look at how much blue life they have after they get hit. Like nothing. It removes everything. So I didn't know that because it didn't play by the rules of the other EX moves. Yeah, my bad, dude. You were supposed to be seeing the game. That's why I was just showing it just right now. So let me bring it back to EH here. So supers. This is the new minimum damage scaling. Everybody knows it basically killed double super unless the super was intended mechanically to allow follow-ups. A lot of people think that this change removes a lot of team synergy, and it does. But if you look at the situation, some of the situations that some of those double supers cause, you can now opt for setups out of them rather than just damage, which I think is more interesting than just having, because it kind of pigeonholes a lot of teams. Like if a character enabled double supers, you basically want to use a character that, like, you basically have to use the character that let you use them. So let me see. This one is now easier to connect with Ultimate Z change and DAC. So this is a twofold change actually. I think they changed the timing on which these are allowed right here, DACs, and they also made it so that every level 1 has extra hit stun at the end of it, so you can actually get combos that you otherwise couldn't. Like I'm pretty sure some of you guys saw the empty vanish combos. Like Goku can do like 4 supers, although it doesn't do any more damage because of this change right here. But anyway, certain meteor super moves, lowest ceiling of guaranteed damage is an increase. So they changed the minimum scaling on. Actually, they kind of understate how many moves they changed. They changed a lot of moves of minimum scaling. So if you're just spinning meter normally, then you're getting a lot more damage, like if you're not using double supers. So that was the trade-off of them removing double super. They just increased the base damage of all the supers. So sparking, you get guard cancel sparking now and in the air, which is like that's basically that's such a huge change. Like, if you guys remember the impact it had on Marvel 3, going from Marvel 3 to Ultimate Marvel 3 when they added Air X Factor, then that's basically the same impact right there. It gives you, well, almost, because it's not quite the combat mechanic, but it still gets you out of certain situations that would otherwise be like terrible. And unlike in this game, there's no option select or remove guard cancel Air X Factor like there was in that game. But yeah, like, I'm not saying there's no setups, but there's like no easy throw option selections you can just do to get rid of it. On sparking, recoverable health your opponent has after taking damage has been reduced. So now, when you hit with anything in sparking, they get basically no blue life back. So they just have to take it. Like, it's really good for just, like, even if you don't kill a character, sometimes it's good to just, like, basically maim them, and then you never see that character again for the rest of the match, except when they cycle through DACs. So if you don't want to fight a character, I guess it could be a strategy to just spark them even if it can't kill in certain situations. Maybe not on the first character, but on the second character, trying to make a comeback, or the third character, yeah. And sparking starts out slower, except when you cancel. They wanted to make it easier to safe jump sparking, because before only certain characters can do it, and only with certain frame kills. So now everybody can do it. Everybody can bait sparking, well, at least safe jump sparking, and it makes it easier for certain characters to just bait it outright. Let's see. Vanish. So this is like absolutely meaningless text right here. Basically, they reworked Vanish so that anytime I think that they're in hit stun from the move that you vanish, you now get the smash, the wall bounce. So that makes poking full screen key blast like a lot more consistent. You don't have to have godlike reactions to do something like Trunks change the future into Vanish anymore. But actually, I really think it was probably impossible to do it before, but now you actually can if you're on point. Let's see. Z-Reflect. So this change, after deflecting attack, you'll now be invincible to the opponent's sparking activation. There used to be sparking unblockables with this. Basically, if they reflected you, that's a free spark for you, and then optionally a free combo conversion if you called assist before you did the spark. So now those unblockables are gone. The reason why they did this, I think, had to do with I mean, it wasn't abused, but you can maim characters with this, like if your team had combos that did really good minimum scaling, because the moment you do start a combo with spark, it puts the damage scaling to minimum. So if you had a character like a Zamasu team, you could still get like 80% off of that combo. So let's see. So now this one right here, you can't combo more than one Dragon Rush anymore in a single combo, and certain command throws are also affected by this too. Like the same one, you can't use the same one before where you could. Let's see. So DR, you get less meter and damage from DRs now, and let's see. Oh, after throwing, DR uses up smash now. This is a really weirdly worded version of it, but basically it uses up smash, but at the same time it'll still give you sliding knockdown no matter where you use smash in the combo, even if you combo DR after a super. So this actually breaks one of the rules of the game. It gives you slide knockdown after anything if you can DR. So I'm sure you guys have seen some of the new Gotenks combos because of that, like Gotenks doing self-double super and stuff. And not only that, yeah, basically Gotenks doing self-double super. So Gotenks' own damage potential went up because of this, and setup potential too, but I'll go into that later. But yeah, that's also with the last change here. It goes hand in hand. So slide knockdown, air dragon rush. Oh yeah, so there's one more thing about this. Ground dragon rush even uses a smash, even though it doesn't cause a slide. Even though you get nothing special off of it, it causes a smash. So that's just something to keep in mind. Alright, so this is a really controversial change right here. Guard cancel. So it's invincible until it collides with the enemy, or it hits them. So whichever one happens first, it loses invincibility. This is the most controversial change in, like, I think, to date in the entire game, like in the history of all the patches, because now you literally, unless you have meter to do like a level 3 or something out of certain specials, like really long duration specials, it's basically a free out. Some people don't like that, but at the same time, some people, like, a lot of the meta before was literally you do a string, you do jailed mix up into nearly unreactable 50-50 or better mix up, and then if you miss it, then you just stall time with whatever long duration special or whatever string you have until you get your assist back. Even though, and people will use the argument, hey, if you leave a gap, then you get your assist back. They have to leave a gap somewhere. It's not realistic to always properly take advantage of that gap. It's the reason why it's not is because of the amount of damage that you get if you're wrong on that guess. You really can't take advantage of trying to read your habits. At least during that set, you have to have an idea of, like, you have to have a strong, like, too strong of an idea, in my opinion, of what they might want to do, like how they might reset pressure or stagger. Because to get your assist back, you don't even have to do a proper, like, pressure reset. Like I said, you can put a one string stagger in there if you want it, and just get your assist back. So yeah, in my opinion, that aspect of the game is too strong. I think they make it way too easy to stall time to get your assist back and just attempt to brute force people. But now with this change, you really can't brute force people. You have to use staggers. You have to use pressure resets. And because a lot of things are will straight lose the guard cancel if they have a read on you. The thing is, they have to, with the old style of playing, like, if they don't have a read on you, I mean, if they had a read on you, it didn't matter. Like, it's your turn, you're gonna get that guaranteed mix up. But now, if they have a read and make a guess, then they have a chance of getting out. So, but you can make that guess very, very, very bad on them if you use staggers. Which actually leads to a more honest game, in my opinion. Like, it's funny that Multi-Blood is playing right now, because I really, like, when I first picked up this game, I thought I instantly saw, like, all the parallels that this game has to Multi-Blood offensive-wise. And then you just have assist on top of that. So, it sounds like a really good idea on paper, but the execution, before that, I feel like it was lacking. Like, because instead of having, like, the stagger and pressure reset mind games and everything, like Multi-Blood does, you basically just jail them into unreactable mix-up and then stall for time with the string, a relatively safe string. Like, that's the thing. You don't have to take any risks as soon as it's your turn. In Multi-Blood, you had to take risks even if they were small risks. Here, because of the lack of defensive options, you really don't have to take a risk. It's basically, if you know the game well enough, you can just stall and just get your assist back, basically. So, I think that it's okay to guard cancel. Just it flat out removes certain options if you don't have the meter, like, to cover that option if it gets guard cancel. Like if you were to go tank EX Beyblade while they have a bar and you only have a bar and you do it, then they get off for free. But if you have 3 bars and you do it, then it becomes then it's basically your privilege to do so, because if they do it, then you can just level 3 them for free. So, but some people are complaining that lesser duration specials also are affected but the duration on them is so low. If they guess guard cancel wrong on them, then and you bait it, then they're done. It's only really things like EX Beyblade or EX Gohan legs that if you use it, then they basically get out. And it's like that. It's like that in pretty much every game that has like a guard cancel mechanic, like a dead angle or something. Like if they use certain options while you have the meter, you just get out for free, unless you have even metered option, unless you have like the meter advantage. So some people don't like that. I really like that. I really like that change actually, but not in a vacuum. I'll explain why in a second. So the other thing is recovery on block is increased. So they made it so it's just easier to punish. That's it basically. I think there's more landing recovery. So they just wanted to get rid of any like possibility that people would complain about them not being punishable on block, so I guess they added that. But so back to the subject of guard cancel. Let's see. So what I think about this, they give you a lot of ways to deal with it. I feel like it's just very certain options just you can't use. And I think that's okay. At least you can't use it without, like I said, the proper meter advantage. So moving on, backdash, grounded backstep, increased distance. Backdash is like twice as fast now, so you can use it to get out of a lot of scramble situations, or at least to attempt disengage, not really get out. I can't say get out. There's not that many situations in which you just literally just get out of something in this game. So like, this just gives you an